we are burying here a man of God who laid his life for the sake of this nation. This is not Mganga who is lying here. This is not Mchawi who is lying here. So we must get those things so our brother rests in peace. And nobody should ever use those names again or associate the Odinga family na uchawi na uganga.
Kalonzo Musyoka's decision to visit Bondo to condole with the family of the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga carries immense political symbolism. Kangoka Jaramogi, the Odinga homestead, is not just a family residence. It's a shrine of Kenya's liberation politics, a cradle of reform, and a symbol of Luo unity. By setting foot there at a moment of grief, Kalonzo positions himself not merely as a visitor, but as a trusted political ally, paying homage to the legacy of a family that has shaped Kenya's democratic path. Welcome, this is Inside the Calling. This act is deeply emotional to the Luo nation. It demonstrates empathy, loyalty, and a continued bond with Raila's legacy, values that Luo Nyanza holds dear. The gesture signals that Kalonzo is not distancing himself from the Odinga political family, even in moments of transition, but rather stepping forward to protect and carry forward the ideals they have collectively championed.
To celebrate the champion of devolution. Kwa hivyo wana ODM, kumbukeni mimi niko, kama kuna mtu ambaye mnaweza kushirikiana na yeye, sio hawa. Jamani sio hawa. Jamani sio hawa. Sio hawa kusema ule mtu akitendawili. Raila ni mtu akitendawili, alikuwa kiongozi. Si namna hiyo.
Over the past 15 years, Kalonzo Musyoka has been one of the most steadfast allies of Raila Odinga. Actually, he has shelved his own presidential ambitions on multiple occasions, 2013, 2017 and 2022, to back Raila's bids for the presidency.
The National Super Alliance Coalition statement on the withdrawal of the candidature of Right Honorable Raila Odinga and His Excellencies Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in the presidential elections scheduled for 26th October 2017.
Each of these instances reinforced an image of a man willing to sacrifice personal ambition for unity and the broader reform movement. Within Luo Nyanza, a region that highly values loyalty and political consistency, such selflessness is not forgotten. Many in the community view Kalonzo as a political brother in arms who stood with Raila through thick and thin. This history has cultivated a sense of moral indebtedness, a feeling that supporting Kalonzo in 2027 would be both a political and emotional repayment for years of solidarity.
We went through plenty with this brother. So I honor you today. I didn't have enough time because like the enigma was, Mama Aida, the enigma said, bury me quickly. So we didn't have time. So don't be surprised that the whole nation will keep on coming here.
In Kenya's evolving political landscape, few statements carry as much symbolic weight as those from Mama Ida Odinga, the matriarch of the Odinga family and long-time pillar of the nation's democratic struggle.
My big brother, Kalonzo Musyoka, thank you very much, plus your team. The team that you've come with, that include leaders, include bishops, includes everybody. Thank you so much for bringing this team here. Your action speaks louder than words.
So when Ida Odinga affirms that Kalonzo Musyoka is a true friend of the late Raila Odinga, it is not merely a gesture of courtesy. It is a political signal, one that resonates deeply across Luo Nyanza and beyond. For decades, Raila Odinga's word defined the direction of Nyanza politics. His family's voice remains a moral compass for millions of loyal supporters.
In politics, there are no enemies. In politics, there are no enemies. Don't think that so and so because he's in a different party, he's my enemy. He's not your enemy. And don't go fighting people on behalf. Don't make, particularly young people, don't make yourself tools to fight people who you perceive to be in the wrong party. You'll be wasting your time, you'll be killing each other for nothing. Because today, they are in different party. Tomorrow, they're in the same party.
So when Ida Odinga publicly recognizes Kalonzo as a man who stood faithfully beside Raila through years of struggle, sacrifice and alliance, it frames Kalonzo not as an outsider, but as part of that inner circle of trust.
And we carry, or I'll ask my brother, that's what Raila used to call him, my brother Steve, that carry the country, not the Kamba. And today you have demonstrated it.
This affirmation speaks to history. Kalonzo and Raila's political journey from the days of the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, you remember called TUNASA and later Azimio, was one of shared battles and shared ideals. To many Luo supporters, hearing that bond honored by Mama Ida transforms memory into legitimacy. In a region searching for continuity after Raila's passing, Ida's words could become a rallying point. A validation offers an emotional bridge, transferring the trust once placed in Raila towards someone she now calls a true friend. And for Kalonzo Musyoka, this is more than symbolic. It is strategic capital. If he can nurture that message with humility and presence on the ground, he could draw significant goodwill from Luo Nyanza, a region that has long shaped the direction of Kenya's opposition politics. Yet, the effect is not automatic. The endorsement must be clear, and Kalonzo must reinforce it through sustained engagement, respect for the Odinga legacy, and tangible connection with the people. So Kalonzo's political conduct has consistently been marked by restraint as well as respect. Even when Raila Odinga entered into cooperation with President William Ruto, a move that created confusion and mixed reactions within the Azimio coalition, Kalonzo did not publicly criticize or undermine Raila Odinga. Instead, he maintained decorum, choosing to uphold unity within the opposition camp. This measured approach has not gone unnoticed in Luo Nyanza. Many view Kalonzo as a true statesman, a leader who can disagree without disrespect and who places friendship and movement unity above political expediency. This respectfulness has deepened trust and affection toward him within Raila's traditional base.
We went through plenty with this brother. So I honor you today. I didn't have enough time.
Let's look at the Bondo visit as a strategic political signal. Kalonzo's condolence visit is not just an act of sympathy. It is a strategic political statement. In visiting the Kango Kajaramogi, Kalonzo signals continuity of Raila's political legacy, respect for the Odinga family, and readiness to be the torchbearer of the reform agenda. The optics of the visit? His presence among Raila's kin, speaking the language of solidarity, humility, and continuity, will reverberate across political circles in Nairobi and beyond. It will actually be interpreted as Kalonzo consolidating the Azimio base, positioning himself as the natural successor to Raila's reformist mantle. Moreover, the visit humanizes Kalonzo. It portrays him not as an opportunistic politician, but as a compassionate national figure grounded in relationships and mutual respect. This perception could soften any residual resistance within Luo Nyanza and potentially translate into overwhelming grassroots support come 2027. So what are these political reverberations and broader implications we are talking about? The political ripple effects of this visit will be profound. For example, in Luo Nyanza, it will affirm Kalonzo as the heir apparent to Raila's reform movement, potentially consolidating the region's backing behind him for 2027. Again, in the Azimio coalition, if it positions him as a unifying figure capable of bridging the gap between Raila loyalists and emerging leaders. And as well, nationally, it will project Kalonzo as a mature, steady hand, one who commands respect across Kenya's ethnic and political divides. In essence, this is not merely a condolence visit, it is a carefully calibrated act of political diplomacy that intertwines empathy with strategic foresight. Now, one striking feature of Kalonzo Musyoka's visit to Bondo is that he traveled alone without the company of other united opposition principles or opposition heavyweights. This solitary pilgrimage elevates the symbolism and amplifies its political impact. By taking the initiative to personally visit and condole with the Odinga family, Kalonzo sends a clear message of authenticity and independence. He is not following a script, nor acting as part of a coordinated opposition gesture. This is a deeply personal and a deliberate move. In Kenya's political culture, such independent acts of solidarity and rare and deeply meaningful, Kalonzo's presence in Bondo, unaccompanied by other Azimio figures, ensures that the full glare of national attention is squarely on him. The imagery of Kalonzo standing alone in Kangoka Jaramogi, the cradle of Raila Odinga's political lineage, powerfully positions him as the singular torchbearer of Raila's legacy. This not only bolsters his individual stature within the opposition, but subtly signals that he is ready to lead, to stand alone if necessary, and to embody the spirit of unity and respect that Raila long championed. Therefore, in a period when opposition politics appears uncertain following Raila's absence from the frontline, Kalonzo's solo journey underscores his readiness to take the initiative. In fact, it reveals leadership instincts, the willingness to act rather than wait for consensus. Nyanza voters who value courage and initiative in political leadership are likely to interpret this as a sign of political maturity and decisiveness. His independent action sets him apart from other Azimio leaders who may appear hesitant or passive. This distinction gives Kalonzo an edge within the opposition coalition, cementing his status as the most visible, proactive, and stable leader in the post-Raila era. Kalonzo's lone visit will not be remembered merely as a gesture of sympathy, but as a defining political act with reverberations across the national landscape. Actually, it will read as an assertion of leadership, a subtle declaration that the mantle of opposition stewardship naturally falls upon him. In doing so, Kalonzo strengthens his emotional bond with the Luo nation while also communicating to other opposition regions, coast, western, and even parts of Rift Valley, that he possesses the courage and gravitas to lead from the front. From a strategic communication standpoint, the optics of the visit work overwhelmingly in Kalonzo's favor. Looking at media coverage, with no competing united opposition figures on the ground, news coverage and public attention revolve entirely around Kalonzo. What about symbolic framing? The narrative becomes one of a statesman visiting to honor his political brother, not as part of a crowd, but as a principled leader paying personal tribute. And of course, political messaging. The move subtly consolidates his claim to be the legitimate successor to Raila's reform movement without having to declare it explicitly. This solo approach creates an emotional and visual connection between Kalonzo and Raila's political legacy, one that will linger in the minds of voters far beyond the mourning period. As Kenya prepares for the 2027 election, Raila Odinga's absence from the ballot will leave a vacuum in Luo Nyanza's political orientation. The community will look for a leader who embodies Raila's vision, integrity, and dedication to justice. Kalonzo Musyoka, by virtue of his long-standing loyalty, respectful partnership, and statesman-like conduct, stands out as the most natural inheritor of that mantle. His Bondo visit will thus mark the beginning of a strong emotional and political realignment, one that could deliver Luo Nyanza's full-hearted support in his 2027 presidential bid. Thank you for watching. Look out for our next episode. This is Inside the Calling.